has
I'm
started.
good to go.
Okay. I'm gonna let it go live. Just let me see it first. Oh shit. The link will change, right? God damn it. The link's gonna change. Will it?
I think so.
Okay, I need to grab
What?
all those links again. Let's see. Okay, this is the right one. Beautiful.
Let's see. Okay, this is the right one.
You want to talk real quick, Christian, and do audio test on your end?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Are you looking at my voice too? Like my sync? Is that what you're looking at?
I just want to make sure your audio was coming through.
It sounds like it's coming through fine.
Okay, cool.
Sounds like it's over a call, but you know.
Yeah, why is that?
It's because it's not the native recording. It's what Skype is using. And I don't know if there's a way around that, unless we don't do it live. That I know of, at least. I have not been on Twitter at all.
EA closed down.
I believed you for a second. I was like, wait.
No, I'm joking. I would cancel the show at this point, bro. Not really, but come on. Just gonna show this one more time. Then we're gonna go to the intro. We're gonna go. Okay.
And what time do you have to be out by?
12:45. Let's say like 2:00. So an hour and 15. Let's say.
Wait, an hour 15. You're 2 hours behind me, right?
Right now it's 12:46 currently.
Okay, I was being an idiot for a second. I thought you were an hour.
Yes, it's 12:46. So like, yeah.
Okay.
But I can get changed really quick. Like it's not really that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? But if you go like 2:10, that's fine. But all right, I'm gonna just roll the intro. Are we ready?
Episode 26.
Yes. Man, it's still giving me that error. I'll fix that later. That's so weird. That's so weird I was doing that. I don't get that. I'll fix it later, whatever. It's fine. All right. Rolling the intro now. Quiet on the set. Boom.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of Cross Circle, the official podcast for PlayStation Source. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley, joined as always by Mr. Kevin Diaz.
Yeah. What's happening, Christian? How you been, bro? How you been? Did you have a good weekend?
It's been a weekend.
What's up? Yeah,
I thought I was getting sick. I was trying to get through Kingdom Hearts games.
Oh no! I know you moved in to your dorm last week, right? Is that the thing that happened?
That was because last week I got back, like within 5 minutes, and then we started recording. That's what happened last week.
Right.
So, I've been back for a little bit now.
Okay. Cool.
But I got so freaked out. I was like, did I move in last Friday? I was like, what happened last week?
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a pretty uneventful weekend. Just had a little went to a thing on Sunday. No big deal.
Yeah.
I got an autograph from someone. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? But
get it out of the way. Who'd you meet?
Kind of funny. It was so fun. It was so cool. Dude.
I don't know if anybody is listening would be surprised if it was anybody else.
It was so cool. So cool. Like so cool. But in terms of games, still almost done with both Metro 2033 and oh my god, Devil May Cry 1. Wow, I spaced out right there the name. So almost done with those. I want to beat those two by tonight. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll move on to the to Metro Last Light and then Far Cry 2. Now, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Devil May Cry 2. Jesus.
It's one of those days.
Devil May Cry 2. God.
Yeah. If you want, we can go over those next week because I'm curious to hear what you thought of Devil May Cry.
Very hard. Very hard game, but we're checking through it.
So this weekend, we're not going to do a full what you've been playing because we got a lot of ground to cover in this episode. But I have been working on Kingdom Hearts still. I got like 10 minutes left in the 3DS game.
Gotcha.
I'm paused on the last boss. I have to finish that. I had classes this morning.
Interesting.
Then I got the prologue, the movie, and then tonight at midnight,
Oh, snap.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Are you going to pull an all-nighter? Pull an all-nighter?
I'm considering it because tomorrow my day doesn't start until I forget. But I feel
Honestly,
like I might be
do
able
it,
to
man.
squeeze in a power nap.
Dude,
Stay
you've
out,
been waiting so long for Kingdom Hearts 3, bro. Like, this is like a holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an event, you know?
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
The thing is, I've been considering it for like 2 weeks now, so we'll see what happens. I also tried the Anthem demo beta thing.
Ooh, okay. How was that? Yeah, how was that?
Had fun with it. Probably did like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. Are you
me and my
drinking
brother
that sweet Anthem juice? Drinking that sweet Anthem juice yet?
I am more inclined to buy it than I ever have been now.
There we go.
I'm gonna see what. I'm not buying it day one. I'm gonna see what reviews are.
Right.
I'm gonna see what the. I'm blanking on the term.
Metacritic?
No, the monetization is like
Mm.
also, because I
Right.
saw people speculating like, oh, this might be a leak. Is that like $20 for a skin? Which is like Fortnite. You do $20 for the nice skins. So like, I'm hesitant still.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I see.
if the story is there, which is my biggest concern, because like, gameplay wise, I like it better than Destiny, mostly because of the traversal.
Mm-hmm.
Because Destiny, I always want Destiny, and I hope Destiny 3, or I hoped Destiny 3 would do this, which I'm sure it won't now that Bungie's independent, is the scale. Like, the scope and the scale, it always feels so confined. Even the big moments in Destiny are always like, okay, you got like this cone you can walk through, but the boss is there.
Right. I see.
So,
I feel
Anthem
you.
feels very grand. So,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I feel it, yeah, and I'm definitely gonna be streaming the open beta Saturday for a few hours. Definitely, I low key want to just clear out all my homework and just do the whole day Anthem because like, why not? But we'll see.
I might hop on with you for a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
if I play my cards right this week and do enough homework and get it all out the way, I want to do just like the entire day, like get up at 8 and just go until I faint or something. I don't know. I whatever.
I mean-
Yeah, whatever. But that is not the game we are discussing here, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're discussing several games.
Several games, a lot more.
So, if you didn't see last week's episode, we covered, to my best ability, which I think is pretty good.
I think 1 and 2, right?
No, we covered Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts, and did we?
I feel like we got
No.
through 2, or am I?
We
am I
did. We
forgetting?
did Birth by Sleep and we did Kingdom Hearts.
Birth by Sleep and then Kid. Well, as according to the slide, the PowerPoint slide we have here, we're on slide 40 of 73.
Yes.
So we're
we
about
got
over
through-
halfway. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the first episode, first half of this, watch that because that's a lot of the exposition.
100%.
There's a lot more exposition, but that's a lot of the establishing things. This is sort of dealing with the consequences of those things and
Interesting.
how it connects to 3.
Yeah,
So,
indeed.
Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
That is the most ridiculous name.
I don't know if that's the proper name. That's the way I've always said it.
That is the like why. I'm sure there's a reason that we will find out in the plot as we go
So-
through this, but
Basically, it takes place over the course of a year and then 2 days, or not like almost a year. It goes over 358 days. Something happens, then 2 days after that.
wait, so it's not 3 days, 5 days, and 8 days?
No, 358 days.
Okay,
So almost a full year.
gotcha.
Event occurs, and then 2 days in that, like post that.
Okay, sounds good.
So
Sounds good.
this is a little bit of context. This is the first game released on the Nintendo DS.
Interesting. Okay.
Next slide.
Nobody special.
So there's this group called Organization 13.
Okay.
Organization 13 is a group of nobodies. Kevin, if you remember when our key terms slide from last week,
Mm-hmm.
nobodies are the lifeless husks of people that occur when a Heartless is created.
Gotcha.
So when some event happens to someone which spawns a heartless, if they have a very strong heart, they are also live on as a nobody, and they can't emote, but they can. It's sort of the Detroit sort of cybernetic life form
Okay. Okay.
debacle. Like, oh, I can function. Does that mean I can feel and stuff like
Right.
that?
Right. I see. Okay.
But they're still like life forms, and they still have emotions and stuff like that. So, but yeah, nobodies. There are 13 Organization 13 is a group of nobodies
Gotcha.
that are special because they had very strong hearts. So when they became nobodies, they held the form and physical appearance of their original whole self.
Mm-hmm.
Their goal in this portrayal of Organization 13 is to get hearts because hearts are important and they want to feel whole.
Gotcha.
And the way they want to do this is use a Keyblade wielder to kill Heartless so that they may fill an artificial version that they created, an artificial Kingdom Hearts, so that way it can gift them with their own hearts. If that makes any sense.
Go. Okay. Say that one more time.
So in this game, the way it's presented, Organization 13 has a goal
Gotcha.
of filling an artificial moon that they created.
Okay.
It's not the Kingdom Hearts because we
Oh,
know the real Kingdom
it's a
Hearts
copy
is locked
of
away.
it. So they're trying to legitimize this copy by
It's
getting.
a fake one.
Okay.
And they want to fill it with hearts because they believe by doing that they'll be able to get their own hearts and feel like whole people.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
So they want to use someone because the only way to kill Heartless, to release the hearts that the Heartlesses contain, are to kill them with a Keyblade.
Right.
Because you can kill them with magic and stuff like that, or kill them with any weapon, but then it's just gone.
Right.
But if you kill them with a Keyblade, it frees the heart that they were holding.
You can get the heart.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're good.
Next
Gotcha.
slide.
Beautiful. Somebody's nobody.
So Roxas is a key character to Kingdom Hearts. Very good character in Kingdom Hearts. One of my favorite characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Roxas, if you notice, is the same letters of Sora. S-O-R-A, throw an X in there, mix them around, you get Roxas.
Yep.
So Roxas is the nobody of Sora, which was created when, if you remember, in Kingdom Hearts, Sora became heartless for a brief period of time.
Yes.
He unlocked his heart to free Kyrie.
The free Kyrie. Okay, yes, remember, yes, precisely.
And in doing that, he created a heartless of himself.
Interesting.
So at the same time, exactly when that happened, boom, elsewhere, Roxas is spawned. He's a nobody, doesn't talk much. He's just there.
Gotcha.
He exists now.
Okay.
But if you notice in this illustration here, we'll see more pictures of him later. Roxas on the left here, next to Sora, looks like Ventus.
Oh.
He doesn't look like Sora.
Huh.
And as we'll see, the nobodies look exactly like, with some slight variations sometimes, the whole human versions of their selves.
So this one doesn't make sense because he should, in theory, look like Sora, but he looks
Next
like
slide.
Ventus.
Next slide.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you're laughing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Here, from left to right, we have Vanitas, Ventus, Sora, and Roxas.
Yep. So just to clarify, we have Ventus, right? And his Heartless is Vanitas.
It's the darkness.
The darkness
of
of okay.
Extracted.
Yeah, the darkness of Ventus becomes Vanitas, and then the quote unquote darkness of Sora became Roxas. No.
So
the heart.
Sora.
His heart.
When Sora became a Heartless, the nobody that was created to fill that void was Roxas.
Okay. Gotcha.
We can figure that out.
Yeah.
The reason this is here is just because they look like each other, but they're not the same people. Like, they're all very distinctly different people.
That is so. This is so. Yeah. Yeah,
So
especially looking at Ventus and Roxas. Like, I know
right,
you just said they look the same, but like they literally look the same.
but Roxas does look cooler than Ventus.
I don't know, yo. Ventus got some nice threads going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but he has like
I like his
cutoffs
fit.
on.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I didn't.
Also, look at his face. He looks like a doofus, and Roxas is like cool. Next
Roxas,
slide.
Roxas got a little smirk on. Okay, well, you know what?
So, um, Roxas is spawned. He is taken under the wing of the organization because the leader Zemnis, who you can see on the right of this slide,
Over
is
here.
like, yes, the rightmost silver hair guy.
Okay, silver hair. Gotcha.
He notices, like, he's able to identify that Roxas is important because he's Sora's nobody, and he knows who Sora is. So, Zemnis is like, Sora could use the Keyblade. Could Roxas? And could we just, like, in-house have this kid do what we need him to do because he can use the Keyblade?
Right.
So, but Roxas is a fresh nobody, so he gets trained by Axel, the red-haired fellow on the left, also a great character. And they team up. Axel brings him on missions, sort of tries to get him his legs and stuff like that, so he can sort of come into his own in the organization and do what he has to do for the team.
Right.
Next slide. And then again, if you have questions, you can just stop me.
Gotcha.
So, Roxas starts to become friends with Axel. He doesn't talk to anybody, and then suddenly he starts talking to Axel. After their first mission together, Axel's like, hey, come with me, I want to show you something. They go to the top of the clock tower in Twilight Town, watch the sunset, eat some ice cream together, and just hang out. And you're like, hold on. Nobodies aren't supposed to have hearts or feel, but this sounds like something friends would do, and friends...
Right.
You have to be like care about someone to be friends with them.
Right.
So that's why it's like something's going on. Like nobodies are kind of real because they can still have attachments to things. So you have to have emotion.
Right.
So Axel is assigned by one of his probably his closest friend in the organization who's still kind of shady because the organization's full of shady backdoor people. He's like, hey, I got this mission. I'm going to this place called Castle Oblivion.
Ooh, I remember that.
Going to Castle Oblivion because the organization has some assignment for me. Axel's mission, we later find out, is to go and figure out the traitors in the organization because there are a few members who are trying to throw a coup and overthrow Zemnis. So he gets sent out with a group of the organization to Castle Oblivion. He's got to deal with them. We'll get to that later.
Gotcha.
But that's probably a couple weeks, probably maybe like 20, 30 days into the 358 days we'll be covering. So he leaves after about a month of like Roxas becoming friends with him. And when he leaves, a 14th member of Organization 13 is introduced. Her name is Xion. Xion.
She looks like Kyrie.
Interesting you say that.
Okay.
Not for the reason you think.
Oh, okay.
So Roxas is given Xion, and Xion is similar to how Roxas was when he started out. She's very like just complacent, like nothing's phasing her, not really doing anything on missions. She's just following Roxas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also, I meant to mention this when I started it. This is the saddest game.
Oh,
of them. This
depression.
Game is incredibly depressing.
Okay, there we go.
Especially the movie. It is sad. Like when I rewatched the movie through the collection, after I probably finished at like 11:30 at night. I was like, I'm just going to bed now. Like
Dang.
I normally stay up till like 1:30.
Yeah.
But like the movie ended, and I was like,
it's a wrap. Like it's a wrap.
Yeah. Like it's sad, and we'll get to that. But...
Oh man. Okay.
Next slide. So, similar to how Roxas and Axel started out, Xion, and Roxas sort of become friends also. Roxas is like, hey, let's go I want to show you this place. It's like icing on the cake. It's the nice part of the job. We get to relax up here before we go home. So they become friends. She's sort of welcomed into here, and she like starts opening up more, and they become buddies, over and over and over again. Pretty much every day. I think every day after work, they always do that.
Okay.
And I was gonna mention something. I can't remember what it was, and it's probably important, so moving on.
Deal. Hell yeah. Uh-oh.
So,
What is this?
this is where we get a little two stories in flux with each other.
Okay. Interesting.
So, while this is going on, well, after, like, Roxas begins as Kingdom Hearts 1 ends, bleeds in to other events, but right after Kingdom Hearts ends, remember I mentioned Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they gotta go find their friends.
Yeah.
Start running off into the crossroads and little paths and stuff like that. They're running, having a good time. Music ends.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing something also during this time. Next slide.
Uh-oh.
So Castle Oblivion, we're coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy they end up encountering Castle Oblivion. I don't know how. I think they just might have stumbled onto it or something. Because I remember when we brought up Castle Oblivion before, it was Aqua, and she gained the knowledge of Castle Oblivion, and
That's
how
where
to
she took Ven
access it. Because Castle Oblivion was formerly the place where they were trained, and through the skills she learned, she was able to create Castle Oblivion out of the place where Ericus trained them.
Right.
So I guess now it just is there for anybody to just walk up to.
Okay, cool. All right, bet. I see.
So they get into Castle Oblivion. They're greeted by this guy with a scythe, Marluxia. As you can tell by the X in his name and the black coat, he's from Organization 13.
Mm-hmm.
He is in charge of Castle Oblivion's operations at the time. And he addresses Sora, and he's like, hey, I know you're trying to find someone, you're trying to find some people. In this place, when you find things, you lose things. He's being all mystical and stuff. And turns out that high in the castle, 13 floors up, there is a witch who is constantly manipulating Sora's memories as he progresses through the castle.
Okay.
And if you're wondering why, it's because the organization, remember they have Roxas as a way to use the Keyblade to get their hearts.
Right.
Roxas is like the next best thing, but Sora is still like, if we could, we would prefer
Sora
to have him.
Right. Okay. I see.
So, but they can't count on it, so that's why they have Roxas in training right now.
Gotcha.
And the goal is to sort of get Sora to care about this girl named Naminé, who is in the castle. She is the one manipulating the memories at the force, like the organization is making her do it. Okay. They're like, hey, you're our hostage. You have to manipulate his memories, make him think that he's friends with you, and you go back such a long time. You were childhood friends, and he forgot about you, so he feels really guilty, and now he's just remembering you. So that way, like, we can sort of like have a bargaining chip with you.
Right.
Like, hey, help us. She goes free. That sort of thing.
So yeah, it's almost like they're like trying to remind Sora of. It's not Kira. Kairi. Why do I say Kira? Like Kairi, but like it's a different person entirely. But like the archetype of Naminé just sounds like Kairi. Yeah.
So this isn't like super important, but the way she goes about it is saying that they were friends. Like her, Riku, and Sora were friends as kids. And then there was a time and she just moved away, and he didn't really remember why. Which is kind of funny that it was actually Sora and Riku as kids, and then one day Kairi moved in.
Yeah.
But he can't remember who Kairi is as he goes further on. So she's sort of like replacing that
memory, I guess.
Feeling.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. Okay, I see.
Next slide. This is just a little bit of extra context on Organization 13.
Gotcha.
We see some more members here. Left we have Larkseen. Middle we have Vexen. Right we just have what they look like when we don't know who they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
Before the reveal.
Right.
Oh, you're an interesting hairstyle.
Yeah. New interesting hairstyle.
So like I said, they want to control Sora, so that way they have a more surefire way to achieve their goal. And I've previously mentioned they all wear black coats and everyone has an X in their name.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's name is a variation of their true form, just threw an X in there and scramble around to make another name.
Right.
So Vexen was Evan. Larkseen, don't remember what her real name is, but moving on.
Gotcha. I'm sure we could probably like decode it if we had it like written out, but I feel that.
Yeah, there's some cool things in there. So I said Sora's journey is to go 13 floors up to the roof of, or not the roof, the top of Castle Oblivion, where Naminé is, right?
Uh-huh.
Simultaneously, in the deepest depths of Castle Oblivion, 13 floors down, Riku wakes up. Now you remember, Riku was trapped in the realm of darkness.
Yeah.
He has this like sort of fever dream where the Heartless of Xehanort, who we were addressed as being Ansem. Remember the dude with the like his chest was out, he has the black coat, long hair.
Mm-hmm.
He's like screaming at him in his head and stuff. Or actually, so there's a voice speaking to him, and is later revealed that it is the spirit of him still trying to control Riku.
Huh. Wait.
So
okay.
Riku's having like some sort of vision, and there's a voice telling him like you gotta go up, you gotta like get to the ground level and get out of here.
Okay.
And because that voice is the spirit of Ansem, which is still contained within Riku, because it's still like Riku was able to like overcome it and like hold it back and like lock it away.
Gotcha.
But he didn't do a good job, so it's still like seeping out. So Xehanort's Heartless, the point of him trying to tell Riku to get out is because he knows the organization is there, he knows they're super strong, and he knows that to get out, and to, like, he tells him Sora's there, and so he wants to motivate him to get out, try and fight through the organization, but he knows he doesn't believe Riku's strong enough, so he knows that in trying to fight past the organization, he'll, like, give in, and he's like, I gotta use the darkness power. And then Ansem Xehanort's Heartless gets the body back.
Oh, God, okay.
So he's like leading him astray for a little bit because he doesn't say who he is, and he's just like a voice guiding him.
Right.
And then he's like, Maha, it's me, like halfway up. So Riku fights his way through some organization members. He's doing fine on his own. After the Ansem reveal, King Mickey's spirit, who is also still sort of not fully here yet. He's just still trying to make his way out of the Dark Realm.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a connection with Riku because they were in there for a little while together. And he's like, hey, it's all right. There's always going to be light. I'm here with you. Just, I believe in you. You can do it. So he like motivates him to still keep
going.
Keep going and not give in to the dark.
Right.
So at the end of Riku's journey through Castle Oblivion, he fights through a decent chunk of Organization 13, killing a few of them.
Gotcha.
And I guess this is important. When a nobody dies, there's nothing left. They just vanish. So like, there's no body when a nobody dies.
Yeah. Is it so? It's kind of like a Jedi when he or she transcends. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But there's like nothing left. Not even like a soul.
Damn. Oh, so they're just like gone,
like
gone.
They're just flesh. So when you kill a flesh, there's nothing left.
Yeah. I see. Okay. Gotcha.
So Riku, Mickey ends up showing up. He's actually there now. The two get through the ending sort of area of Castle Oblivion together. Riku is like, hey, Mickey, I appreciate it. I gotta fight Ansem, Xehanort's Heartless Ansem.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta fight him myself because I have to do this alone, so that way I know I can handle it. And Mickey's like, you know what? Sure, okay. So Riku goes into another room in Castle Oblivion, and he fights the spirit of Xehanort's Heartless. Wins. So Riku and the king leave the castle. not able to reach Sora. I think he ended up figuring out something that was disingenuous, like he didn't believe Sora was actually there.
Okay, I see.
So, and then I think Mickey might have been like, "Oh, they're fine, but we have to leave," or something to that effect.
Right.
So, Riku and the King leave. They meet this man named Diz, who is cool, and he's mysterious. And Riku actually saw. So, I know this is confusing, and I'm going to a lot of different places. Castle Oblivion, the way it works, it's pretty much like a video game.
Okay.
Like, every room is white, but like going into every room, it's like, oh, here's a new level. So like, you're in a white foyer room, open the door, oh, here's Aladdin's world, finish Aladdin's world. Now I'm in the room that room was in, that world was in.
Okay. Is that how like the whole game works? Like, is that how you?
Yeah, there's 13 floors. It's a different level every floor.
Interesting. So, but like you like beat the level, the world.
And then you get a cutscene in that room that was just like, it's a white room now you have access to.
Oh, okay.
So when Riku goes into the last room, he sees Diz in there. And he's like, oh, who are you? And they have a conversation. And he's like, what are you going to do if he overpowers you? This is before he fought the spirit of Xehanort's Heartless.
Right.
Diz was like testing him, seeing what his attitude was.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, after he wins, they leave. They run into Diz, and he sort of talks to them. And he's like, hey, take these coats. It's the organization coats. He's like, they can't track you this way. They can't like sense your power.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to like mask it so they can't find them.
Right.
Go do what you got to do. Go into hiding. Do whatever. But continue on your journey. Remember me and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving forward. Back to Sora's story in Castle Oblivion. So, like we established, they want to get control of Sora so they can have a surefire Keyblade user.
Right.
To get the hearts.
Yep.
He goes through the entire thing. Organization 13 has a bunch of members there, probably like 3 or 4 that Sora fights and kills. So, there's like traps, there's betrayal things. Not only is he like going crazy because he can't remember what's real or not, they created a replica puppet of Riku.
To like throw off Sora?
Yes, because
damn.
The one they made, Namine has special powers, so she gave this for essentially, let's just call him Robot Riku.
Okay, cool.
She gave Robot Riku memories about her and Sora and him as kids.
So to further convince Sora.
Yeah, so like,
damn.
Like, oh, Riku remembers her too.
That's cold.
Yeah, because he runs into Riku. He looks like he did at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 when he was possessed, and Sora thinks he gave into the dark again, and he's like freaking out, and he's like stringing him along, and they're fighting about like who actually cares about Naminé, similar to when Riku and Sora were in Kingdom Hearts 1. He was like, oh, you don't care about Kairi anymore. You're just obsessed with this Keyblade thing.
Right.
Similar to that, he's like, oh, Naminé is like, you promised her, we both promised her, I promised her, and you're not doing your job, stuff like that. So, Sora gets through all of that. Replica Riku, or Robot Riku.
Robot Riku.
Yes, who is also, like, the proper name is Replica Riku, but for the matter of it, he's a robot, essentially. So, he gets through Castle Oblivion, defeats a bunch of people. Axel is there because this is occurring, overlaps with the time when Axel said he had to go.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he's still in this building. You fight him once, you don't kill him or anything. He's just like a warm-up test thing towards the beginning.
Okay.
And Axel's like, hey, I didn't need to kill the, I didn't have to do my mission because Sora pretty much handled it for me.
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody who was in Castle Oblivion that was part of the organization, except for Axel, is dead now.
Interesting.
So Organization 13, I think, don't quote me, I think now is around like 6 people.
Okay.
7, including Shion.
Yeah.
around there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sora, like, Axel ends up dipping out. Replica Riku just goes away. I think, like, he has some identity crisis thing, and he's like, oh, I'm my own person. Like, I have my own memories. These feel real to me. Like, because that's a similar theme with the Nobodies of, like, is it okay to feel like I have these memories? Does that mean I'm an independent person? Stuff like
Right,
that.
right. I see.
So he has that moment for him. Sora reaches Naminé, and then she's like, hey, I'm sorry they made me do this. I didn't try to fight them. I just sort of did it.
Right.
I can fix you. I can give you the memories back, but you won't remember anything that happened here. You won't remember me because that was all fake memories that she made.
Gotcha.
So she was like, you have to go, if you go to sleep, I can rearrange the stuff that I took out and fix the stuff so you have your normal memories there.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so that's how they sort of settle on it.
Gotcha.
So Sora agrees. He's like, okay. Doll and Goofy are also there, and they're like, cool, we'll sleep too, because they were like affected by association, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So they hop into like a pod,
Okay.
like
Like
cryostasis
cryo state.
chamber.
Yeah.
And Naminé is like, all right, I'm gonna get to work and fix you guys. I just remembered also. So that was where Sora's story ends, right?
Uh-huh.
Riku sees that. Like, he gets up to Naminé. That's how his thing ended. Remember, I was like, he didn't believe it that Sora was there.
Right. Okay. Yes.
So Riku reaches Naminé after Sora agreed to go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
So that's why him and Mickey are there. Like, him and Mickey see that, and they're like, okay, we're gonna, like, do our best to make sure nobody finds you. And that was their, like, next game's mission motivation thing.
Okay. Yeah. I follow.
And then they left. Then they saw Diz. Then he gave him the robes and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Because Diz is also going to be helping to hide Naminé and Sora, because Diz knows Sora's important. So, that's pretty much all Chain of Memories.
Beautiful.
Next slide. Do you have any questions on that? Because I know that is like one of the first confusing games.
No. I think we're good. I think we're okay. Yeah.
So, like, the biggest takeaway is half the organization's gone.
Uh-huh.
Riku and Mickey are back in the real world
Uh-huh.
with a new mission. Sora's asleep,
Uh-huh.
and Naminé had this power to manipulate his memories. So he temporarily forgot some things, and now she's like putting it back together.
Right.
Because it's all like all of his individual memories are scattered all over the place.
Yeah.
So back to 358. Next slide.
Reunited. Oh, look at the homies.
Yep, so there's 3 of them now. Axel comes back. He sees that Roxas brought Shion into the whole ice cream celebration.
Yeah.
And Roxas thought Axel was dead because he never reported back to the organization for a little while after the Castle Oblivion stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he's alive. The organization is like, all right, back to work for who's left. We know who's actually in on this. We know who the traitors were. They're dead now. So now we can continue on our goals without having to worry about insurrection.
Right.
So things starts to happen where Shion can't use the Keyblade. Shion was able to also use the Keyblade. That's why they brought her in.
Uh-huh.
And as time went on, there was a point where Shion could not use the Keyblade anymore. And Roxas was like, Axel, what do we do? He said that make sure they always go on missions together now, and Roxas just killed twice as many Heartless so they don't think anything's up.
Yeah.
Or else it's like, we don't need Shion if she can't use the Keyblade. So like,
Right.
So that goes on for a while. Shion goes into a coma. Daily life continues. People are sad. And then the reverse happens. Shion is able to use the Keyblade again. She's back to normal, but then Roxas starts getting weak, and then he
Oh.
eventually goes into a coma,
Huh. Okay.
like Shion did,
You're right.
and they're like, okay, there's something going on here, and the organization starts to suspect that things aren't going fully right. Like the higher ups are starting to be like, something's up. Like we don't
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't like Shion. They call her like worthless and that they don't need her because Roxas is fine, and neither of them are as good as Sora, and they're like salty that they don't have Sora now. But yeah, most of the organization does not like these two.
Gotcha.
Next slide.
Revelations.
So it turns out this is all when Roxas is in a coma. Shion does some like self-discovery.
Okay.
She makes Axel take her to Castle Oblivion after encountering Riku.
Okay.
So Shion's out on a mission. We see Riku on the right, post Chain of Memories. That's the coat that Diz gave him.
Uh-huh.
And it's never explained why he wears a blindfold. I think it's because he can like trick himself into thinking darkness and like try to be like fight on his own while still like being submitted to darkness.
Okay.
Because he can't see. Like I think that's why he does it.
Right.
To like train himself still. Not important, but like that's worth saying.
Yeah.
So she runs into Riku on a mission. He like completely owns her, and he's like he's like calling her Sora and trying to like just like trigger something, like he's trying to get her angry.
Uh-huh.
And they encounter each other a couple other times. She talks to him like after the fact of fighting the first time, and he's like, hey, there's some stuff you should like learn about yourself. So Shion goes to Axel. She's like, hey, I know you're like higher up than I am. Is there anything you can tell me? And eventually we find out that Shion, similar to the replica Riku,
Mm-hmm.
is a fake. It's like she's not a nobody. She's just like
A replica.
creation.
Yeah.
And she was given. Remember when I said that Sora forgets Kairi
Mm-hmm.
during Chain of Memories?
Yep.
Naminé had to put those like filed away somewhere. Shion was the file.
So she's a physical embodiment of the memories that Sora had of
Kairi.
that is the most.
That's why she looks a little similar.
Jesus Christ! But okay, God, that is so fucking. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, deal.
So similar to Roxas, because of her very almost clone-like relation to Sora, she can use a Keyblade. And that's why they brought her in. But Riku is like trying to like get her to realize this truth about her, because for Sora to be fully complete again, he needs the memories of Kairi.
So yeah, gotcha. I see.
So
I see the
to
issue.
get those back, she has to
Die.
cease.
Yeah, to cease to be a thing. Okay.
Yes. So she ends up meeting Riku and Naminé, and they like talk to her about it, and they're like, your decision, like we're gonna give you some time, but like
this has to happen.
You gotta
Like
do it.
you like gotta get clapped. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very nice about it though. They're not like being like, hey, you're not important. There's like Riku and Naminé are like, hey, we get you're still like independent, you have your own memories now and stuff like that, but Diz is like an asshole about it. He's like, oh, she's nothing. The nobodies are nothing. Next slide.
Uh-oh.
So Roxas comes to
Wait.
at some point.
Okay.
He sees Axel fight Shion because Axel gets orders from the organization to bring Shion back because they know she's running wild and she's about to do something she can't do for their agenda. So Roxas is like freaked out. He's mad at Axel because he's fighting Shion, and he's like, "We're all supposed to be friends." And Shion is like, "Roxas, this is the way it's got to be. It's gonna eventually happen for you too. You're not ready yet, but this is just something I have to do." So Shion fights Roxas. and then dies. And because Shion never was real, and the memory within her is just Sora's is the thing that's important, Axel and Roxas and the organization and everybody who knew Shion is like who? Like they forget she exists after she gets erased.
That is the saddest shit. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo!
It's very sad.
Yo! Wait, but they were all... Oh, man.
Right, so now she's gone, like she was never there.
Yeah.
Roxas is angry at Axel for some reason. He doesn't know why, his only friend. And, next slide.
Damn. Roxas on the run, okay.
So, Axel loses all of his friends because the buddy he had in the organization kind of stopped liking him when he started caring about the kids. Like Roxas and Shion.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I know you're like fond of them. You can't do that. And now Roxas is pissed at him because he killed Shion, but neither of them... Or Roxas is pissed at Axel because he was fighting Shion. And none of them remember the reason why.
Uh-huh.
And so Roxas leaves the organization. He flees. Runs into Riku. The two fight. Riku is like similar to the way he was treating Shion, like very aggressive, trying to like get the Sora response out of him.
Right.
But Roxas is like very strong at this point because he's had almost a full year of training with the organization.
Right.
And Riku is like, all right, the only way I can do this is if I give in. So he lets.
That's a yikes.
Right. But because he's been like training himself the blindfold thing, he's been like becoming accustomed to dealing with darkness. He's more of a balance now. He still has conscious control of his actions, but he's like seeped in darkness, and like he's like people if they see him, they think he's a bad guy.
Gotcha.
And then he takes on the physical form again of Zayn or Ansem, the Heartless guy from the first game.
Yes. Okay. Yes. We're good.
So
sorry. Yeah, we're good.
It's still Riku. He still has conscious action over what he's doing, but looks like that, and he uses darkness more frequently.
Okay.
So, Roxas is still convinced that he's his own person, all that kind of thing. So he's not ready to be assimilated back to Sora. So Riku, who was sent out by Diz to get Roxas so that Sora could be complete,
right,
comes back to Diz looking like this, with Roxas unconscious, and go down. Next slide.
Oh shit.
Then we have Kingdom Hearts 2.
Here we go.
Next slide. So Kingdom Hearts 2 starts out fantastically. You're Roxas, but he's in a simulation trying to convince himself that he's a normal kid. So he has like buddies. He's in Twilight Town still.
Whoa.
And there's some crazy stuff that goes on, like glitches in the system, where like sometimes things freezes. Axel shows up a couple times trying to break in because he knows Roxas is being manipulated by these people, and he's like trying to get him out. But that's no good. That does not work. And that's the tutorial of the game.
Gotcha.
It's very cool opening. Plays Roxas. So people who went straight from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, they're like, where's Sora? Who's this Roxas kid?
Right.
So eventually you go through the process of Roxas realizing what's happening. He meets Naminé. He comes to terms with it. And he's like, you know what? It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I'm being called. Like, I know I belong with Sora because all my memories are his. Like, it's the right thing.
Right. And, like, Naminé helps him understand that because, like, Naminé had to do the same thing.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I see.
She had to do that for Shion. She was
or
like,
she,
hey,
yeah.
So she does that. Like Diz and Riku are working also to try and get Roxas to come to that realization, but Yeah, so Roxas
Man, that's
agrees.
like no, but that's like really depressing. Like everyone around Roxas is trying to convince him that you're literally just nothing, and that you belong to Sora. But Roxas just wants so bad to be his own person. Damn, that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, I see. Okay.
Next
Damn,
slide.
that's depressing as fuck.
It is very upsetting.
Jesus Christ. Rebirth.
All right. Sora's back. Wakes up. He's got his memories intact now.
Gotcha.
Uh, he just wakes up. He's like, "Why are we here?" Because he remember
Yeah.
he does not remember what happened.
Nothing. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so like right now, like Shion went back in the Sora, and Roxas did as well. So this is
mhm.
okay deal. Okay, gotcha.
So I guess at some point in time, they transported the pods to something in Twilight Town.
Uh huh.
So it's they're not in Castle Oblivion anymore. It was just like they woke up in the same pods, just in a different place.
Yeah. Okay.
So they wake up this time. Sora goes to Yensid, who you remember it was Mickey's master,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Hey, uh, we feel like something's going on. You want to fill us in a little bit?
What's good? What's happening?
Uh, can you get like, do we have to go save something or do something?" So they learn about the organization. Yensid gives them the whole spiel about like nobodies are this, they're that, they're this, they have this things and those things. So they prep him. Sora gets new clothes. This is the coolest he's ever looked. Not in the picture you see right now. I don't know if I threw a picture in here, but best outfit is Kingdom Hearts 2. Next slide. So, very similar to every other Kingdom Hearts game so far. There's worlds. You go to the Disney worlds. You reenact
The plot
movie.
or like some
Yeah, you help the main character
continue.
get to the same end goal as the movies. Sometimes there's some variations on like who does what. It's
Right.
very abridged. Like each world you could probably do in like an hour. I think like an hour 20 is the usual timestamp for each world.
Right. Okay.
So and each world has a special item they have to find and then like make sure it's protected. So that's the goal. Like, because the first game, remember, it was like the keyholes to the heart of the world. You had to seal those.
Yeah.
This time they're trying to find something that is important to the world. I forget why exactly, but
Okay.
it's their reason.
Okay.
You see here, these are all the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Gotcha.
They run into Organization 13 a couple times. Like, they don't know about him yet, because remember, they don't recall
They have no
the
idea.
game
Yeah.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the organization still knows. So they're like calling him Roxas and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
He's like freaking
weird.
out. He's
Yeah.
like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Next slide. So Hollow Bastion, if you remember from Kingdom Hearts 1, is where Maleficent ruled. And Hollow Bastion was formerly Radiant Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yes.
So now in Hollow Bastion, they're rebuilding, trying to like regain their status because it's been a dead world for a while.
Right.
So you have all the Final Fantasy characters here. Eventually, they find the office of Ansem the Wise, the blonde guy,
Mm-hmm.
who we met earlier
Yep.
in Birth by Sleep. And in doing that, they have to fix the town's defense system, which is built in. That's its own world. You go to the Tron world in there, and that's like, oh, Tron is the defense system for this town. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it's very cool. So in there, they sort of fix the stuff because there's this growing presence of something going on in Hollow Bastion. And this is an awesome scene. It's one of my favorite sequences in video games, potentially my favorite sequence in video games.
Ever.
Where, still holds up. Because I was still like, after I did it very recently, I was still like, this is amazing. There's a point where shit's going down, like all across the city. So you're traveling across from where you start to the end of the city. Mickey's there. He's like, I'll explain everything after, because they're still all in the dark.
Yeah.
And you're fighting through the city. You're fighting all these Heartless. you're teaming up with every single Final Fantasy character for like your own little battle with a group of enemies.
Okay.
So, or every single Final Fantasy character that's in there. So like
Yeah.
you run into Leon, you fight some people on a bridge with him. You run into Yuffie, you fight some people off with her. Aerith is like doing some magic stuff. You see Cloud, you get to fight with Cloud, and then he's like, uh, like, Cloud and Sephiroth have their own arc in this game because they're obviously tied from Final Fantasy VII. So he's like looking for him still.
Yeah.
He shows up in the middle of this thing. So it comes to a head where an organization member shows up, attacks the group. Goofy protects the king. They think he dies.
They think Goofy's dead. They think Goofy dies.
Yes.
Holy.
Because he like a rock falls on him, and because he like pushes Mickey out of the way to protect him.
Damn.
So they're pissed. So Mickey, Donald, and Sora are fighting off people. I think they kill a member of the organization here, and then surprise, Goofy's all right.
Hey. Able to lie about the Kingdom Hearts, so you really see, but keep going.
And then the point I was bringing up, the cool, awesome point, it's called the Battle of Hollow Bastion. People also may call it the Battle of 1,000 Heartless. This is PS2, remember this.
True.
So you go into this canyon, and there's like 1,000 Heartless.
Like dead ass.
No, sorry. It's nobody's. So nobody's have their like just like enemy forms. It's not all the person they look like.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just random ones that like they look like they have zippers on them and stuff like that. So you have to fight 1,000 of them.
Dope.
Actually, 1,000 of them.
Wait, like, is there like a counter on the screen?
It's a counter.
No way.
It's really cool.
That's sick. Especially yeah, and you're right. No, like considering the PS2.
Yeah, and obviously, like you're looking around, and like some of them aren't moving, like they're just like in their idle animation, waiting for you to like go
waiting for you to
go.
Yeah, I see that.
So I think at most at once is probably like 15 moving around trying to attack you.
Gotcha.
But still awesome, still really cool, especially like seeing the numbers thin out. It's very cool.
Dang.
Next slide. Wait, sorry, go up.
Oh, go up.
I forgot that. So after that fight, Mickey finds them and he like explains some stuff to them, so they're caught up with some things about Organization 13, so they're aware now. So Xemnas, the leader of Organization 13, is the nobody of Xehanort after he took over Terra.
Hold on.
So remember I said there was an event that occurred that made Xehanort
die, but then he took over the body of Terra, so that's how we get Terranort. Is that
right.
explaining?
So, well, after the fact. Remember when I said Radiant Garden, like Ansem went into hiding, Radiant Garden was destroyed.
Okay.
Terranort, who was going by Ansem at the time, did something to create a Heartless of himself, and that was the villain we've seen so far.
Yes, okay. I follow.
So when that was created, there was also a nobody that was created.
That nobody is Xemnas.
Yes.
Okay.
As you can see, Ansem with an X.
Ah. Gotcha.
So, moving on. So, the end of the game. They show up to the castle where Organization 13 lives.
Mm-hmm.
Xemnas is revealed to have built an artificial Kingdom Hearts. Has Sora the entire game, including the battle of when he killed all those Heartless. Like the entire game when he's been killing Heartless, it's been filling up the organization's fake Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So they were able to manipulate him into killing Heartless because they did lose Xion, they did lose Roxas, so they had to like find a way to get Sora to keep killing Heartless.
They gotta do it. Yeah. Gotcha.
And they did. Ansem the Wise is revealed to have been Diz. So he went into hiding, and he's like, I can't say I'm Ansem anymore because Xehanort has been saying he's Ansem. So I took on the persona of Diz. And so Ansem the Wise shows up. He's like, I sort of created this problem, so I'll try and fix it. He dies. trying to.
trying
he
to
doesn't-
trying to fix it.
Yeah, he tries to he has this machine that he thinks can like turn the fake Kingdom Hearts into just data,
Okay.
so he can like contain it because he's the guy who built the simulation that Roxas was in.
Yeah.
So he tries, I think it puts like a dent in it or something, but doesn't really work out for him.
Gotcha.
Because he dies.
R.I.P.
So organization, the last members of the organization are here. We again reaffirm the fact that they use Sora, Roxas, and Shion to destroy Heartless to fill up Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Next page. So forgot to mention this also. There's a subplot in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Kairi is trying to remember Sora. Like, she remembers Riku, but she can't remember Sora yet because of the memory thing.
Yeah.
Axel finds her, takes her captive with the organization, and they wanted to use that as bait for Sora. That was one of the motivations they were using against Sora to kill Heartless.
To get him to keep killing Heartless, yeah, you keep going. Yeah. Right, okay.
So she's being kept in the castle. Big reunification.
I don't know how that's. Yeah.
Sora, Riku, and Kairi.
Hey.
Riku still looks like the guy, like Ansem.
Right.
Still looks wrong. They all show up. They're all wielding Keyblades, so Kairi can use a Keyblade because she was like a princess.
Yeah, she was the last one that Maleficent needed.
Yeah, she was the last one she needed.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, okay.
Also, there's a moment in Birth by Sleep where Aqua, does some sort of magic thing to Kairi, so we can assume that's
how she became a Keyblade wielder.
Yeah, it wasn't like the exact ritual that Terra did for Riku, but it was like she did something and like she tapped her or something like that.
Right.
I don't think that was like a passing on of the Keyblade. It might have just been like a protection thing or something, but Kairi can use a Keyblade. So all three of them are trying to fight their way out of the castle so they can get up to Xemnas, kill him, and fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they did. Everybody's about to leave. They walk through a portal. Or the entire organization is dead, including Axel.
Okay.
So Axel's dead. Everybody else is dead. Axel does die protecting Sora, though. He's the one who helps Kairi get to Sora because he's like has a change of heart.
Right.
And he dies fighting with Sora against a bunch of enemies.
Gotcha.
So I think they kill Xemnas. Everybody's gonna go home. Everybody walks through the portal except for Sora and Riku. Then earthquake, Xemnas is still alive, so they have to go fight him. Next slide.
Uh-oh.
So, they go to the realm between, I believe, which is since their whole thing is gray area, we're not people, we're not dead, that whole thing.
Yeah.
They go to a space of nothingness, and they just fight, and it's a really cool looking fight. It's Sora and Riku. You're swapping control from different moments of who you're controlling.
Gotcha.
Riku's using dark powers. Also Riku got his form back when they killed Xemnas.
I was about to say, I was like, wait, is that OG looking Riku? But okay.
Yeah. So, I forget what happened. I think once he was reunited with Sora, and they're because he was gonna leave when he saw Sora, because he's I don't want him to know that I gave in.
Yeah.
But friendship, it's okay. I can help you. Lean on each other. We got you, buddy. Was able to come back.
Gotcha.
And become his normal self.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, they end up fighting Xemnas. Xemnas is using lightsabers. It's really cool.
Damn, that's dope.
They're not real lightsabers, but they're red laser swords, dual wielding.
Yeah.
So they destroy Xemnas. They fall into the realm of darkness. They're trapped there, same place that Aqua's trapped. They're just sitting on a beach in the dark realm, looking out at nothing, just the two of them. And they're well, I guess this is how we live now. So a little bit of time passes, probably not long, maybe an hour or so. Sora, there's earlier in the game, Kairi threw like a message in a bottle out in the ocean because she's like, I remember this kid, but I don't really remember who he is fully. But maybe this letter will find him.
Okay.
And then Sora ends up getting that letter that she threw into the ocean. He reads it. Door opens. Door of light opens. They walk out, and they're back on their home island. Mickey's there. Donald's Goofy. Everybody like, yay.
Okay.
And yeah, then they're all good. So they're all back to normal. That's the end of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Huh.
And there's only there's 2 games left, but there's only like 7 more slides. We can bang this out pretty quick.
Okay. Interesting. So like, for just like the core narrative, that's where we're left off. So I guess what I'm asking is like, are we going to know what the issue is in Kingdom Hearts 3, or is that just like not revealed yet?
There's 2 games left. That is what these next 2 games are.
Okay,
about.
cool. Okay, bet. Okay, cool.
And these 2 games are very much like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point.
Okay.
So, scroll down, please. We have Kingdom Hearts Recoded. This was a phone game that was remade as a DS game.
Interesting. Okay.
Next slide. So, throughout their entire journey, Sora, Donald, and Goofy were joined by Jiminy Cricket.
Mm-hmm.
He just travels with them because his world got destroyed.
Yeah.
He lived in Disney's castle, and like he worked for Mickey.
Gotcha.
So you have Jiminy's journal. He like recounts the story, the events, the characters, the collectibles, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
After Castle Oblivion happened, Jiminy, like during Castle Oblivion, his journal of their first journey erased.
Oh,
gone,
man.
Nothing in there. And because memories were being manipulated.
Mess with them. Yeah.
I'm using my hands a lot. I know.
It's okay.
So there's 2 notes in there he didn't write. There's 1 note he wrote in there after they woke up and just said thank Naminé. And they're like, who's Naminé? But they knew Naminé was an important name and they knew they had to thank her for something.
Right.
So they don't know what's up with the book, and like 2 messages appear in the book when Jiminy's opening it again or something. And they're like, oh, what's this? So they throw it into some computer, gets turned into data. It's like, oh, there's so much hidden information in here. We got to sort through it all. So, again, we go through the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, this time from the perspective of Donald, Goofy, and Mickey trying to piece together what's up with this journal, why it's different, why there's like some hidden information in here.
Okay.
So, next slide, please. So, Naminé knew that when they woke up, she was going to be gone because she was also a nobody. She is the nobody of Kairi when Kairi lost her heart.
Uh-huh.
So she knew that she also had to give up herself so Kairi could be whole again and remember everything else that was going on.
Right.
That's a trend a lot. A lot of nobodies are like, oh, no, we gotta die.
This is fucking so fucking sad. Like, I feel so bad.
We're almost there.
Oh, shit. There's more? Okay. This is just depressing as fuck.
Yeah. I think there was a long stretch of time where there was no Kingdom Hearts game that ended on a good note.
Damn.
I think 2 was like the last one.
God damn.
So, she knew that when they woke up, they were going to be clueless about a bunch of stuff. They weren't going to be able to remember some stuff. So she took Jiminy's empty notebook that she erased while they were going through the castle.
Okay.
And she left a bunch of hidden messages in there. She left a note, and her entire reasoning was she knew one day they'd be able to like discover, decode it, and figure out what everything was by reliving through what she put in there. And basically the entire game is like a retelling of the story with some added things, some added context of like stuff that sets up other characters.
Yeah.
And it's all embodied through like the journal has when it's in the computer, it's like Riku is the operating system. It just turns into Riku for like simplicity of like Mickey knowing who to address.
Right.
Same thing with Sora. It's not the real ones. It's just like a computer program so they can figure out what's happening. And it's like, let us help you. So Naminé, while she was going through fixing Sora, she's like, Sora has a special power. Sora has the power to heal people. He doesn't know it. And I can't tell him, and I can't tell anybody else right now because nobody's gonna like know about it after the fact. So she left that message in the journal. She's like, Sora, there are a lot of people that are connected to you. There's a lot of people that are counting on you and are gone right now, and you are the only one who can bring them back because they are dead or have died or are lost. And then we get this. This is her like addressing fake Sora in the data computer.
Okay.
But Mickey's seeing it, so like he knows what he has to tell real Sora.
Right.
So we get a montage of Sora, and it's like he's talking to Naminé, and then as she's saying like there's so many people that are connected to you, you see like it's a blank white room, it's just the two of them, and then like fading in you see Terra, Aqua, Ventus, Roxas, Axel, Shion, Sora's friends, and like people are like the people she's saying like you're the one who can bring these people back. They're showing up, and like she like that's what she's alluding to. Like you're the one who has to save these people because they're all like stuck in your heart because of your connections to them, because of things that happen. But since you can heal people, since you can make people whole again, like you did with Ventus, like you like protected him for so long, protected Kairi. Now it's like you have to learn how to get them back. Next slide.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ. That is the saddest. Okay.
Mickey finds this out, and he tells Sora that he can bring back Axel, Roxas, Shion, Naminé, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Because of his connections to them, Sora can bring back all of these people.
Okay.
And he has to. Because they killed Ansem, right? They killed Xehanort Tartarus.
Uh-huh.
They killed Xemnas.
Which was the
nobody.
The nobody. Okay.
So they discover, nobody knew this up until this point. They find out that if you kill the Heartless and you kill the nobody of somebody, they're able to return to their original form.
Oh, fuck.
So next slide.
Jesus Christ.
Xehanort's back.
Like OG original, like not like Terra Nort, or
He still looks like young.
okay. I
don't specifically know why.
But he just looks young. But that's
like he's back. He's back.
Okay, Xehanort's back.
For all intents and purposes, he is back. He's gonna do some shit. He wants to get the X-Blade again. He wants to open Kingdom Hearts. He wants to control everything. There's 13 dark forces, 7 light forces, and that's like the perfect clash of the 20 pieces that's gonna open Kingdom Hearts. He wants it. Next slide. This is the final game. There's 3 slides for this last game.
Oh, really?
It's very short.
Okay.
So
is this the last game up until Kingdom Hearts 3?
Mm-hmm. Not counting the prologue.
Okay, gotcha.
So remember the Market Master exam?
Yes, way back in Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus were doing it, but then Ventus didn't do it because he was too young. Aqua passed, but Terra didn't because there was still some darkness in him, right?
Right.
Okay.
So Market Mastery. Yensid, after Kingdom Hearts 2, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, we get a little teaser. Everything's back to normal. Sora thinks he's done, like his journeys are over.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey sends him a letter, opens it. They read it. We don't find out what he wrote to them until later, but that was taking place during Coded, because Coded is after 2, after everything's all good again. He's like, hey, gonna need you and Riku again. Kairi also, you're gonna have to train up a little bit, but gonna need you two. Come with me. We're gonna go see my master, and he's gonna put you through the Market Mastery exam because you guys got to be Keyblade Masters because something's coming. So, they don't have enough time to fully train through and go through the Market Mastery exam, so they do it in their dreams.
Okay.
Like they're asleep. They're going through sleeping worlds, some other invention. There's new enemies. Not really that important, but they're both going through worlds. Xehanort, the young Xehanort, is popping in, and he's like, hey, I see what you're doing here is not going to work. And so they go through their worlds, they go through their tasks and tribulations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Xehanort coming back because the Heartless and Nobody died. All of Organization 13 is brought back to their human selves. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So, Axel's back, but he's a human now. His name is not Axel. His name is Lee. Lea. That's where you get Axel from, because you threw an X in there and you get Axel. So Lee is like, hey, I know Xehanort's a bad guy. I saw what happened with Xemnas, so I want to help Sora. So while Riku and Sora are going through the Market Mastery, Lee goes to Yensid and he's like, hey, I want to help. So can you do something for me?
Yeah.
So Lee also goes into training to
Question.
be a Keyblade Master. Yes.
Should I have been on a slide? That's not this one.
Are you on 71?
I'm on Dream Drop distance.
Go to 71. It's just a couple bullet points.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we're good. Please,
Yeah, sorry.
Please resume. We're good.
So they're in their dreams going through stuff. Lee shows up. He's like, I want to help. He's given the proper introduction to become a Keyblade Master.
Mm.
So we got Lee training. We got Sora and Riku training in the dreams. By the end of it all, Sora is not able to fully accomplish everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Again, I am on the final boss of this game, so I don't know the full extent of everything that happens. But I know Riku becomes a master. Sora does not.
Gotcha.
Lee's in training. So, next slide.
What is Kingdom Hearts 3?
So going into Kingdom Hearts 3, we got 7 forces of light against 13 forces of darkness. Dream Drop introduced time travel, which I still don't even fully comprehend right now.
Gotcha.
Because again, I played through most of Dream Drop this weekend, and this
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So time travel is in some extent now. Xehanort, remember I made a comparison to Voldemort before?
Yes.
So Xehanort was able to put his presence, I guess, his soul, parts of his soul, into 13 individuals throughout time. That includes Terra, that includes his younger self, that includes a lot of the living human members of Organization 13 now.
Uh-huh.
So we have a new Organization 13 made up of a bunch of Xehanorts in like different people's bodies.
Okay.
Similar to when he took over Terra.
Right. Okay.
But you can tell because they have yellow eyes.
Okay.
They look like themselves, but they have yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes, yeah.
The 7 forces of light that have to be brought back to face the 13 darknesses, because that's like the balance, the split they have. There's 20 pieces or something.
Yeah.
So very at its core, there are 7 good guy Keyblade wielders against 13 versions of Xehanort.
Damn.
That is what Kingdom Hearts 3 is about. Sora, for presumably most of Kingdom Hearts 3, is going to have to try and save the 7. I'm not sure who the full 7 are. I think the 7, I believe, and this isn't spoilers because this is all led to it.
Right.
Riku, Sora, Lee, Kairi, Roxas.
You got 2 more.
Ventus.
Uh-huh.
And Xion. I think.
That's the 7.
I think. Because Terra can't yet, because Terra is still one of the 13. If you've been media blackout for Kingdom Hearts 3 and haven't watched any of the trailers, spoiler alert, Aqua is also one of the 13.
Yeah, apparently that's a really big deal. Apparently that's a really big deal, which makes sense. Because, I was waiting for you to bring up more Aqua, but I guess, Aqua, we technically...
Yeah, Aqua's only...
around in the first.
She's in Birth by Sleep.
A little
and
bit.
she's in the prequel for 3.
Damn. The prologue?
Prologue, yeah.
Prologue, okay.
But like, yeah, the reason it's a big deal is because everybody loves her. Like, she was the clear highlight character out of Birth by Sleep.
Yeah. I know it's a big deal that like she turned to darkness, I guess, but like she's not really like turned like I guess by her wishes.
Right, like Xehanort is controlling
Xehanort's
her,
controlling
similar
her.
to Terra.
Gotcha.
So I am very sure that throughout all of this, I've skipped over some things, I have missed some things, I have explained things wrong. I may have gone full games explaining plot points to the dissatisfaction of some people's versions of them. But like I said, this is how I've interpreted the series forever.
Right.
This is how I understand it.
We have one more slide. It looks like what's the one more slide?
Disclaimers.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So, I haven't played 0.2 yet, which is the prologue for 3.
Gotcha.
That's why it's not included in here, because I don't want to spoil it. I know at some point in there, when you're playing as Aqua, it's like Kairi has to be trained. Like, that is one of the revelations in that game. Like, Kairi has to be one of the 7.
Okay.
And also, it's been on record from the series creator, Square Enix, the voice actor, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not the end of the series or the end of Sora. It is going to continue. It makes too much money not to continue.
Right.
I don't know how they're gonna like deal with stuff moving forward. I will see at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. But this Kingdom Hearts 3 is the conclusion of the Dark Seeker saga, which is the entire story of Xehanort being the bad guy.
There we go. There we go, boys. Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean,
And
Kingdom
that is
Hearts. A story told by Christian Buckley. It took 2 podcasts, about 4 hours, something like that. A 73 slide slideshow.
So,
And there we are.
a couple disclaimers before we end,
Of course.
real quick.
Uh-huh.
This is not the way I would recommend to take in the story,
Interesting.
especially because I've been trying, like, both weeks I've been trying to keep this into, like, a manageable time period for a podcast.
Right.
Like, we both have schedules, and I wanted to, like, make sure I was, like, going at a good pace.
Yeah.
So there were parts where I had to rush through things that I wish I explained in more depth.
Mm-hmm.
But, Kevin,
Yes.
can you safely say you comprehend this series enough
Yeah.
to know going into Kingdom Hearts 3 the basis of what's going on?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
like common themes that I've like noticed as we explained this whole thing was that like
Yeah, please talk for a bit, because I gotta...
Yeah. Like, so I guess like what I picked up, because I was trying to like be like, okay, at the end of this whole thing, like what can you like summarize as like Kingdom Hearts? I think Kingdom Hearts, like, there's a lot of like dualities in terms of like light, dark, your soul versus like your heartless, your soul versus nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a lot of like dualities in that. I don't know. Like, it's just like, I just didn't realize it was this dark, I guess what I'm saying. Because, like, the nobody shit is, like, the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, and, like...
That is depressing
masking
as fuck.
all of this, you have, like, Donald Duck running around.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird.
I love it. That's why I love
No,
it so
I
much,
mean,
'cause,
like, like, it's cool, but damn.
No, it is weird. Like, that's why I love it so much, because it's so strange.
Like, Roxas
very
is, like,
dark.
a tragic fucking character. Like,
Very, yeah.
what the fuck?
Like, dude, this series is made for adults at this point.
Yeah, that is dark
Like, it
as
has some
shit.
complex combat systems, RPG systems, like, really in-depth. You gotta know what's going on in the gameplay.
Yeah.
Story, pretty deep. Lots of darkness, lots of death.
Roxas,
Like, it is a series for people who can comprehend these things. It's not like a kiddie thing.
Roxas is my favorite character of all time. Yo, fuck y'all.
Roxas
I'm
is
joking.
great.
I just
funny
feel bad for
because-
him.
It's funny because as a kid, I never finished the first Kingdom Hearts, my first playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I got to a point, I got stuck, and I saw Kingdom Hearts 2, and I was like, oh, cool. There's more in here. I like Lion King. I like that stuff. I want to try this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I hopped straight into that, but I fully comprehended. I guess this is just because kids are more, like the
They're
bridges are
easy.
easier.
Yeah, like there's not really any like sort of on the like you're like less grounded, I guess, as a kid. So it's
Yeah.
easy for you to be like, okay, like that's like my whatever, and that just sounds like okay, cool. That's how it is.
Right.
It's
That's
easier
why
to convince a little kid, I guess. Yeah.
That's why some of my explanation at the beginning of all of this, I was like, some of this might be headcanon because this is just how I connected as a kid.
Right.
The intro cinematic to Kingdom Hearts 2 explains Chain of Memories and the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. So I was like, oh, that's how Kingdom Hearts ended. And then in between, I guess they got to here.
Yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts 2, you start as Roxas, and I thought that was like so long. I thought that was like half the game. It's only like the first 3 hours. But yeah, I love Roxas. Roxas is a great character. He's awesome. I hope he comes back. Every time he's shown up a couple times. And every time I see him and like his theme comes in, I always get like, oh god.
Yeah.
But
there we go. Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
All of it.
Are you gonna stream your first reaction to Kingdom Hearts 3, or are you gonna, or just let it just be yourself? I know it's like a long. I know it's been a long wait. Yeah, I know. If you want to go, I totally understand. Yeah. Totally understand that. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm excited for all the Kingdom Hearts fans. You as well. I'm excited for y'all to have KH3 tonight at midnight. Can you believe it?
I got 6 hours to play the prologue and watch another movie.
Holy shit!
No, not 6 hours. I got 8 hours. Sorry, I didn't.
How long is the prologue? Do you know?
Prologue's about like 2 to 2.5. The movie's like an hour and change.
Okay, so you probably got.
And
time,
I have one boss fight left in Dream Drop, so
there you go.
It's doable.
I have a work meeting to go to, and then I work a shift, and then probably tonight I'm gonna probably beat. Hopefully, Devil May Cry, because that's just been like irking me. But
right. So, next week, back to our regularly scheduled programming. I promise. It's not going to be another filibuster of me just explaining, talking the entire time. Yeah.
This was just like a cool, thing we just wanted to do. We just wanted to do. Yeah.
Because there's not a ton of stuff going on right now. There's some things, but this is timely. Maybe I'll make you host next week. Yeah,
I was saying, I'm probably gonna talk. I'm gonna just talk for the next 3 episodes, a lot, so you can rest up because. Yeah.
Last thing I want to say before we sign off. By next week, there's I want to say 85% chance I have Kingdom Hearts 3 finished.
Get the fuck out.
Honestly, I'm gonna be playing this week.
Honestly,
if you all-nighter, that's 12 hours of the game.
If you go like 30 hours. If you absolutely no life this, then probably. Honestly, probably. Yeah, you're right. Probably. Yeah. Me,
especially with a full weekend too.
Yeah. You know what? You're probably gonna do it. Well, I mean, do you want to do a KH3 spoiler talk? Because I think I can. I don't know.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah. We'll see.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
I hope you enjoyed this. Kingdom Hearts fans, non-Kingdom Hearts fans, people fans of the show. Thanks for sticking around. I don't have a voice now, so.
Yeah, I will think of the outro if you'd like me to, good sir.
Go for it.
Yeah, all right. So in these bottom lower thirds, you can find our our Twitter handles. You can tweet us, all that good stuff. Maybe get some live reactions of Christian tweets. I don't know. Maybe he won't tweet for 4 days straight because he's just playing Kingdom Hearts 3 that whole way through. Perhaps.
Probably won't be.
Maybe my man's trying to avoid some spoilers. Please don't spoil my man. That's the
reason I want to have it finished by next week.
Yeah. Please don't spoil my man. Okay, I
know by Saturday on my recommended page it's gonna be like, oh, here's the ending. Here's
it's gonna be
slide of someone.
The worst. It'll be a thumbnail. That's the worst thing. The worst. It's gonna be a thumbnail that's gonna ruin it. It's always the thumbnails. Always. What's up?
I know. I know you have to go, but I thought that happened to me the other day.
Oh man, no.
Did not.
Okay, good.
Because I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, I don't want to see what that was. I saw it again yesterday.
I'm telling
it was
you,
just
bro.
the intro cinematic.
Okay, beautiful. Because
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's those freaking thumbnails, bro. They always they've gotten me plenty of times, and I hate them. But okay, beside the point. You can follow me as well here on the bomb at the KDays123 on Twitter. I plan to do a thread about my experience at meeting Kinda Funny, hopefully tonight, before I start playing my games, because I still need to do that. I haven't got time to actually do that yet and kind of regurgitate my thoughts on the whole thing. But expect that. Hopefully a tweet at maybe 1 a.m. that I beat Devil May Cry. Hopefully. We'll see. But that is all. Catch us here every Monday on the Cross Circle Podcast around noon-ish, 1-ish, Mountain State time, 2 to 3-ish Eastern time. Yeah, something like that, Yeah. And links in the description for all of our social media platforms, our Discord, Instagram, Twitter, all the good stuff. You can follow us on the description, links down there. We should also stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.